The description below for the previous videos attached to this interview with Dale and Chris.
And yeah, absolutely, the ethics over time, that starts to, like, the seeds start to get planted. It's like, okay, so if I'm my bracket one day, I can then change into being my possibility. Things change, people change. And if I'm open to being, to transforming, then
Oh, I don't remember the word she just used, but yeah, these are all positive things. Nothing's happening to you. Nothing is actually changing. That's what she was using. It's people don't change. That's the whole idea. It's transformation. If you haven't done the Form of the Advanced course, two best things I've ever done. Two 5-day courses, $915 each before discounts. Yep, 10 days for the rest of your life. It's so worth it.
maybe people can really accept earlier the problem, then there would be more dynamic way to relate with other people. But in the opening, this way, this fixed way that gets people. It's like it's not the other person that's not changing their tune, it's actually me. Right. If I can change my tune, then the effects over time will start to alter, and I can be with, as I become more confident with myself changing, I can be with other people as they change as well. But it's like eye-opening. And I know
the only thing you're off is the change part. It's not nobody's changing.
Yeah. Normal for you. Yeah. Landmark is working in corporate world. Right. It's a corporate product service. Right. So these have to be introduced. Well, they were introduced really slowly. I don't know what's happening now, but that's the way it was. Got it. Yeah, no, I get it, and I get that. I jumped the gun a little bit on that. Only because I'm when it comes to statistics, man. I haven't talked about a whole lot of that on my channel, other than saying that there was a lot of high pressure all the time. But I'm telling you, it's a fucking science in Scientology. It is not some.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like all these people complaining about it being pressure at the forum are like actually talking about Scientology. I can't say for sure, but it's just like they teach you that people manipulate and try to dominate and pressure people. Like the people talking about pressure aren't the people that are pressuring you.
Whole thing. It's our
I'm left and everyone's left way more free to be and act how they wish than ever before.
Huge in that group. So I just going through. This was my participation. So this one woke me up as to why I let what happened happen to me. Because I had
No, nothing bad happened to you. You only have a great life, Dale. Like it seems like everything in your life is kind of working out. Maybe you had some concerns about whether you were taken advantage of or not, but like at this point, you can clearly see 5 years after this conversation, and I mean, it looks like she did the form in 1992. Like things are pretty great in your life, and if you compared yourself to your friends, not to say compare because that's compare and despair, it's a pointless conversation. But the point is that if you speak with her friends and family members who haven't done the forum, she is like, look at her, look how bubbly and like I don't know, fun she is. And like if you ask other people in her life that haven't done the forum, like there's things that they're dealing with that she doesn't deal with.
I had a world with some structure. I had a world where I could start look into who I was, the effect that I had. I was like a mess.
Yeah, I mean, I like companies that have structure. And look, she's saying that she was a mess and now she's not. So I don't know. It sounds like results to me.
On the world, at the end of this ELP, there's on the whiteboard, people would volunteer who they'd contacted around the world. So, 10 people in Scotland, one person in Japan. It's like we have a map at the end. It's like us, a tiny little group of 30 people have impacted the whole globe by sharing who we are as a possibility. Right. 30 or 50 more people become the whole globe.
Well, yeah, we've got to start somewhere. And our Earth Day was created after hearing these conversations. The Good Friday Agreement was created after these conversations. It may be that the Berlin Wall fell after these conversations. Apartheid in South Africa ended after these conversations. Fight Club and The Matrix were written after these conversations. A lot of projects that you see out in the world happen after these conversations.
Yeah. Getting people to think bigger, right, and to think of the effect of cause effect. So this was fascinating to me. It's fascinating. I hadn't learned this anywhere, So that's what kept me involved. Now, so SLP, I finished that then. In SLP, we also had coaches. So that was the introduction of having one-on-one personal attention. So for 5 people, the group had, say, 30 people, and there were 6 coaches with 5 people each, and then we had calls once a week. Each week we had a call, and to update our project, where we're at with our project, who we're being as a possibility. So keep the possibility alive. We needed this individual attention, and that's what the coaches were for. No paid. Nobody's paid for this. The coaches are plucked from the previous course. So it's all volunteer. Landmark is very big on volunteering or people who are assisting. So the coaches would,
yeah, people who are assisting. There's no volunteers.
Go through the program again, being.
And as a coach, so much value out of being a coach. It wasn't something that I felt an obligation to do. It was something that I did and then didn't have to pay for, and I got training out of it. So I got free training.
And at the end of the SLP, then who wants to be a coach, keep this possibility alive, to work with people who have their possibility to be alive. And there's a head coach that works directly with the leader. So that was the framework for. And then
So who in that room is getting paid by Landmark
nobody,
Corporation? Nobody, even the leader.
even the leader.
Wow, nice business model.
Yeah, I'm going to go into that.
Yeah, I mean the training and all, and anyone assisting is getting extreme amounts of value and for free. So it's the equal opportunity. What is it called? Symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
So and there's induction team as well. Yeah, they've got the whiteboards. They're getting the chairs all sorted out.
All volunteers.
All volunteers.
Yeah, yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Not volunteers.
And let's be fair for just a second. Just a second. I'm trying to be fair to the whole episode, but just to say, no, seriously, like I get the helpful parts. I get that this is useful to people. I get that volunteering can be helpful. And if that is what you want to
Not volunteering.
do, who am I to say you shouldn't or couldn't or that that's destructive somehow? I'm not trying to say that. I think that this is fascinating though because you bring some critical thinking to people in an environment that kind of forces them to look at some things that.
I keep hearing people in Scientology say critical thinking. I would say it's free thinking, like not what people normally think of when they think of free thinking.
Look at in a non-therapy environment, and you push them a little bit in an environment where they can't push back too much.
I don't think people are pushed. It's just a conversation.
They feel obligated. There's social pressures. I really get the workout on this. It's really quite amazing, and I see how you are doing some good by pushing some people in certain directions and getting them to talk to people that they have disconnected or.
I mean, it's just being straight, open, and honest, authentic. There's no pushing.
Or moved on from, or had a bad breakup with, or had a bad relationship with, or whatever, and repair some things. Nothing wrong with any of that at all. Of course, people are going to feel helped by that. But I am curious.
People don't need help. They could use support, but they don't need help.
In terms of the leadership, because so far we're seeing some indications that things might not be as pleasant and wonderful and puffy and.
Yeah, it's not meant to be a pleasant conversation. My whole life and what I want out of my life, that's not going to be an easy conversation for me to have necessarily. So yeah, I don't know what you were expecting, roses and sunshine.
And rainbows and butterflies as we might think with this. And
yeah, that's not what it was ever meant to be.
I'm fascinated where this is going to go. But
it's meant to be straight and effective and efficient and
acknowledge that it's not like this is all some nefarious evil plot. I get how people could be helped by this. It's interesting.
Oh, absolutely. People divorced, people that were in relationships that weren't working, they finally got divorced. People were having affairs, acknowledged that, and started to share with their partners what was really going on. People in jobs that weren't working, they resigned, they started to look for new careers. People's physical being altered dramatically. As these troubles and concerns lifted from their faces, wrinkles disappeared, they became bolder, they became straighter, they became clearer, they were different people in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
And then we could see that in each other. And that's why it's like, what did they do to just suddenly look 10 years younger? What did they do to now be jogging 3 times a week? What's happening here? What am I not getting? So it's a lab for an intense inquiry into what it is to be a human being. And that's rare. Nobody addresses this.
That is actually true. That is a true statement.
And see, later I worked.
This is 3 hours of a skeptical video only talking about positive things about the forum and seemingly negative things about Scientology. I don't know. I mean, this guy left for a reason. You know what I mean? He's now doing all these interviews for a reason.
Quite important with 253 people. Seeing people, I know, but I say the terminology, right?
Yeah, supervisor, yeah.
Yeah. So seeing people from different cultures come together, different religions, police people, prostitutes, IT, pilots, lawyers, young girls, housewives, all people come together and come in with their problems or these issues in communication. They can't relate to, mostly, they can't relate to their parents. That was the key that kept people in. So that was the biggest thing. So seeing this normalize in an environment where people were free to share what was really going on, no pretense, that got dropped. And this is why no recording or naming names, because people then had the privacy to actually say what was going on in their lives. And it was incredible. It was really beautiful. And see, it's like, oh yeah, that goes off to me. Oh yeah, that's my mom. And the mothers could hear the children speaking about their relationship, and the aunties and the uncles, like everybody did connected in relationships. Employers could hear employees, their side of the story. It's like, wow, we're people, we're humans, we've all got the same shit going on.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. It's like ice water dip for some people, I imagine, in awareness outside of self and in self-awareness, in looking at, because basically what the thing that people are going to tackle from the seminar, from the forum, is their ruin. I mean, it's the same thing that Scientology goes after. It tries to milk it a lot longer.
Stop saying that. Nobody's ruined. If you think that I'm talking to you because I think there's something wrong with you or something you need to change, that's not it. I'm clear that you are a successful person. No, you're ruined. That might be a Scientology thing that is not at all a Landmark thing.
Or forum here is taking that ruin. What's the thing that's ruining your life? That's basically what's coming up.
The thing that's no. I'm just listening to a Zoom call and having a conversation with people for 5 days. That's it.
My mom, my kid, my job, my this, my that, whatever it is. Interesting, that thing that about parents. I thought that was interesting. Statistics. I'd love to see speaking of statistics, a statistical breakdown of where the ruins lie. I'll bet that's interesting information. But this is ruin finding. This is right out of this is the same thing again that Scientology's doing, and you then are forced.
No, it's not the same thing Scientology is doing, and there is no force in Landmark. There is empowerment. People are empowered to take action. Nothing is forced. But if you want to say that Scientology is forcing, then
and it's interesting. It's a dynamic solution. It's not
you were in the Sea Org. I don't know what exactly that means, but you said
Solutions. This course, this auditing session, this is what you need. In forum, it's, you come up with a solution.
Yeah. So there you go. It's completely different. If they're saying this is what you need, and in the forum, you're saying you come up with a solution.
But now that you've confronted the problem and you've been putting the problem off all this time, it's been following you around, now you're going to deal with it. We're going to make sure that you do. And of course, people fall all over themselves in gratitude because they're being forced to confront the thing that they know is sitting on like an albatross around their neck. And
nobody's forced. They paid $9.15 before discount to do a 5-day course. They know, I don't know what they're getting, but they're up to something in their life and they want to see what else there is that they don't know.
don't know how to deal with it. Now they're forced to, and they're not allowed to come up with excuses or rationalizations. Why not?
No, it's not that you're not allowed to. It's just that people get on the first day of the forum that rationalizations or reasons or something they're just opinions. They don't actually move the ball down the field.
Not just peer pressure with a group of people that they can trust because they've opened up about it.
No, not peer pressure whatsoever.
So of course, it's the most significant thing that's ever happened in their lives. I mean, this is 1, 2, 3. I totally get it.
And Landmark has a course for you.
No, you don't get it. Do the forum and then you would get it.
Fitness, money, vitality.
You might understand from a certain perspective, but you don't get the forum yet.
Yep.
That will solve this.
Yep.
You want leadership, you're missing leadership.
And Chris, if it's so bad, then come and do the forum and see what it is for yourself. And if it's that bad, then you can get everybody out. It's nowhere I'm joining, so there's nowhere to get out of. But
it's not there.
Right.
So that's the curriculum of living. I did that. I became a coach, became a head coach. I did the 6-month training program. So that was where stuff got interesting. Because
it's just so wild. Like Chris thinks she's complaining about the forum, the advanced course communication program, et cetera, et cetera. And it's like, why would you keep going back if it was so valuable to you? She was getting a lot out of it, and she was choosing to spend her time assisting and getting free value out of that. And knockwood, if you're watching this, Dale, then you are really clear now with what the kind of value that you got out of that time that you coached and like the difference that you made and the skill sets that you now have to make a difference in your own life or whatever.
Where the leaders are built from. This is where you get into Landmark's policies and procedures, having to represent the corporation. So I'll go through.
Yeah, if you're going to coach for them, I'd expect you to understand what they stand for, et cetera. One of the things they stand for is listening for and reliably delivering that which makes a real difference and really matters to people. Can't think of the other ones off the top of my head, but full-blown self-expression, I believe, is one. All right, peace out. Hope you're the best day ever.